The Rockies are in town. Let's see if Jordan Walker can feast in Game 1 tonight.
Well, so good that he's back in the lineup. Got the last 2 games off, but also yesterday's off day gave a really good way of being rested for this event. This is what Jordan Walker has done. He's put up great numbers. He's had a career year, but also the confidence is oozing out of Jordan Walker.
The growth for Jordan Walker in his approach at the plate, certainly the home run's a result of that, Mark, but he's getting on base much more frequently this year than he has at any other time.
We always talk about using the big part of the field. He has shifted that. He stayed off the slider more, and those numbers have been eye-popping. Really good list right there.
Alec Burleson had a great series, as you know, against the Yankees. Man, oh man, he powered up in New York.
And it was really fun to watch after the All-Star break. He got rested mentally. He relaxed, and now you start looking at it. The last game in New York, Monday afternoon, 3 home runs versus 3 different pitchers. Alec Burleson knows how to hit.
Folks outside of St. Louis might not realize it, but Alec Burleson is shotgunning himself into the ranks of elite men at first base in the major leagues.
Yeah, and last year won the Silver Slugger as a utility guy because he played a little bit more of left field. Now first base is really a settling point. The numbers bear how well he has done according to that first base. Alec Burleson, all-around game has really improved.
Well, hopefully he and the Cardinals are rested and ready for the Rockies. They struggle away from home, but they are a much improved team from last year. It's City Connect Friday at Busch. Let's hope Walker and company can connect early and often. It's Game 1 in downtown St. Louis tonight. Man, it is great to be back home in St. Louis. It's a beautiful night, 88 degrees, just a few puffy clouds overhead as the Cardinals and Rockies, one of the clubs we have yet to face in 2026. Colorado in town for the first and only time this season, Mark. We kick off a 3-game series. Jim Hayes will be with us as well. It's a special start to the weekend. It's Jack and Joe Buck night at the ballpark, a great bobblehead. Joe was out on the field with his sons Wyatt and Blake, who threw out the ceremonial first pitch. And Joe, yes, he got it to the plate on the fly. What a sigh of relief for anyone not used to throwing a big league baseball for a living.
Well, he definitely got some air underneath that first pitch, but what a special night, and so excited to have him in the 3rd inning and here in the broadcast booth. But it'll really be fun night, and hopefully the Cardinals got some home cooking after 20 straight games, which was really difficult stretch.
Man, was that a marathon for St. Louis. So an off day yesterday. Hopefully the fellas are refreshed for Colorado. We're sending our hottest pitcher to the mound to start this weekend series, and it's Colorado native Kyle Leahy, Mark, who gets the starting assignment in Game 1. His last 7 or 8 games have been as good as anybody in baseball.
Yeah, and I think all of the encompassing factors that are involved with that. Kyle Leahy has taken on the responsibility of the record, what he has to do innings-wise, and he loves challenges, and it's important for him to get off to a good stretch, especially here with the Cardinals.
Here's how Kyle does it. He's a lot like Micah McGreevy. Any pitch, any time, and he is aggressive early in the count.
Doesn't fall into a trap of understanding where he falls into sequences. To your point, Chip, I love the fact that he can pitch backwards, but also he can be aggressive on the first pitch success, and it comes with different ways of going about it.
Here's who's playing with Leahy tonight defensively. A different look on the infield. We're going to see Cesar Prieto get some extended playing time. Ollie told us that before the game. He'll start tonight at third base. Mason Wynn, JJ, and Alec Burleson on the infield. Jimmy Crooks behind the plate. And in the outfield, it's Torres, Crooks, and Jordan Walker. A look at the Rockies starting lineup. Colorado, a much improved team. They won 43 games last year in total. They've got 45 wins so far this season, Mark. They are rebuilding, but building toward a promising future with a lot of young homegrown hitters who have thrived not just in Colorado, but on the road too.
Yeah, and don't look at the record. These are individual efforts, but also more athletic is this club with the Colorado Rockies.
So Warren Schaefer is their skipper. He'll peer in at Kyle Leahy as Jake McCarthy makes his way to the plate for his first trip to the plate in this series. McCarthy, a nice pickup. The former Arizona Diamondback is finding a home in Colorado, batting .293 on the year. The first one is fouled straight back. There's that aggressive Colorado offense. One pitch. one swing and one strike.
Yeah, and that's a common theme. They're going to attack Kyle Leahy, and you see that. First pitch swinging is very prevalent through this lineup.
11 homers, 64 driven in for the Colorado designated hitter. Leahy's last outing in Toronto, he pitched great. 1 run, 6 hits, 6 innings. The Cardinals were in the throes of an awful offensive dry spell. They lost that game 3-1. And that's a rare loss for Leahy, who in his last 7 games has pitched to a 1.21 ERA. But the Cardinals have inexplicably lost 4 of those 7 games.
Yeah, and that's also the box he checks because run support has been very minimal.
McCarthy with a single up the middle on a 2-1 count. He's taking a big turn. He's going to try for second, and he's going to outrun the throw. He busted out of the back, and he's got the hula dance going in the top of the first. A leadoff double, his 24th of the year.
Well, it's a slider from Leahy. You can see it just backs up just a little bit. Off the barrel is McCarthy. But they set a tone. I talked to you about how athletically they are much improved. You see this. He's got the speed, 18 stolen bases, but it takes an extra base there on a double.
I bet that's a product of playing in their ballpark, too. The Coors Field effect and how outfielders have to play so deeply. McCarthy never stopped running, and now Cole Carrick, their center fielder, is next. Carrick, a second-round pick out of San Diego State. This kid's been very impressive. He's always been a plus defender. But Markey's hitting over 300 in the show this year.
Yeah, and watch him. He shows his emotions, too, throughout the at-bat. He gets frustrated at called strikes. He's very aggressive in the 2 spot, but likes to do little things. He's very athletic because he's better in the outfield, but got his first major league start at shortstop the other day.
And they signed him as a catcher out of college, so he's kind of a Craig Biggio type player for Colorado. As that's out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5 homers, 28 RBIs for Carrick. He's reached base in 10 straight for Colorado. Rockies 18 wins, 38 losses away from Coors Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The one thing to watch with the Colorado Rockies offense, their extra base hits, and it doesn't have to do with just Coors Field. It has a lot to do with it. That first leadoff double, 365 extra base hits on the year. That's second in baseball.
So they are slugging. That one a check swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They've had 5 or more extra base hits in a game in 4 of their last 5 played. So for Warren Schaefer, that'll be the challenge in this series for the Cardinals. Can they slug with this Colorado club? 2 balls, 2 strikes for Cole Carrick. So he's doing a nice job at the second spot. He'll see at least 7 pitches here in the first. That's Mickey Moniak, former 1-1 overall draft pick by the Phillies. He just signed a contract extension. A swing and a miss. Carrick can't come up with that one, and Leahy has his first out.
Well, the growth of Kyle Leahy has everything to do with feeling comfortable with all of his arsenal. Showed it on that strikeout as well.
'19 home run season for Mickey Moniak. Really nice story. Remember, he was the #1 overall pick by the Phillies back in 2019. Never really panned out for him there. He went to the Angels, has really found a home in Colorado, and has said, I really believe in the direction this franchise is taking. There's whole new front office leadership there. They've got some talented young players that are coming. And for the next 2 years, he's going to stay and be a veteran presence in the middle of their lineup for them.
Yeah, a lot of pressure at 1-1 and coming from a Southern California where things came easy for him. I think with the Angels aspect turned the corner and made him feel comfortable about what he can do. And he has found a nice home in Colorado.
That's in the dirt, cut on and missed, and Leahy has his second strikeout. Crooks with a fastball to first to make sure Moniak couldn't beat the rep. 2 outs after the double. Mark, what's your Toyota key to the game?
Well, I'm looking at a matchup tonight. Leahy, Goodman matchup. It's a very important. 2-time All-Star is Hunter Goodman, and he has been excellent. A lot of talk around the trade deadline, but they love this guy. 33 home runs, but the splits are reversed. That is shocking when it comes from Colorado. 18 home runs on the road. But this is the matchup that I think Kyle Leahy identifies his start. If he gets him the 3rd time through, you know Kyle Leahy is navigating this Colorado Rockies lineup.
Kyle's given up 12 homers in 108 innings this year. He has a runner at second and 2 outs for Goodman. He's tied with Kyle Schwarber for the National League Home Run League. And that went off the plate. 1 ball. No strikes. Jansen Visconti, by the way, ball strike duty tonight. Willie Traynor, Chris Guccione, and Charlie Ramos make up the rest of the umpiring crew this weekend in St. Louis. Leahy's got some zip on the fastball, and he's got some movement as well.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that he can pitch backwards, which means the breaking balls early and then fastballs late, but he can also reverse it. He doesn't fall into patterns at all.
So the pride of Erie High School in Boulder, Colorado, and Colorado Mesa University, Kyle Leahy, a strike away from working around a leadoff double. Goodman, 33 homers and 66 RBIs. That's an interesting ratio. And now the 1-2 pitch. Right down Clark Street. How about Kyle Leahy? A leadoff double, and then he strikes out the next 3 Colorado batters. Good start for Kyle and the Cardinals. The offense goes to work.
Lunch meal with new Jibbies.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
J.J. Weatherholt is atop your Menard starting lineup for the Cardinals. Jordan Walker, a couple of days off in New York, is back hitting second. Burleson third. Ivan Herrera, Jimmy Crooks, Mason Wynn. The middle of the attack was 7, 8, 9, filled by Nathan Church, Brian Torres, and Cesar Prieto batting ninth. Ryan Feltner's the man on the mound for Colorado. He has been hit very hard in his last 5 games, Mark. 9 homers in his last 23 innings.
Yeah, it's important to capitalize on mistakes. Here's his pitch arsenal. Understanding he's got 2 different fastballs, slider, sinker, sweeper, and curveball. He mixes up, but he's also made mistakes. You can be patient with this right-hander.
J.J. Weatherholt, the MLB Heart and Hustle Award winner, and perhaps on his way to a Rookie of the Year season, is facing the Rockies for the very first time. Jim Hayes will have more on that nice honor for J.J. a little bit later on. Weatherholt, 16 homers, 43 driven in, and batting .248 on the year. Shot to short. Ezekiel Tovar, a Gold Glover, makes the play, and Feltner gets it on the ground for out number 1. The rest of the Colorado defense: Willie Castro, Edward Julian, and TJ Rumfield are the infielders. Hunter Goodman behind the plate. Moniak, Carrig, and Troy Johnston left to right in the Rockies outfield. It's still strange to me not seeing Charlie Blackmon out there after so many years.
Gosh. What a great career he had, but it almost felt like he stayed around a long time.
Walker swings the first pitch and pops that to short. It'll be a quick second out for Feltner. And Alec Burleson comes up sporting a 7-game hitting streak. Ryan Feltner had a very auspicious big league debut for the Rockies 5 years ago. He faced the Braves, and on the very first batter he faced, Ozzie Albies took him deep. Home run. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's cruel.
There's someone else in the ballpark that has had that happen to them on a big league mound.
Who's that?
He's sitting one booth to our left. First, the pitch to Burleson. Ricky Horton, his first big league game, and he knows what we're talking about. First batter he faced, home run. Second batter, a double.
He's coming off a little bit of a break. Had to go to a wedding with his family. So we could be, we want to get him back into the swing of things,
yeah.
right?
We missed you, Ricky. I wonder if he and Feltner are going to dinner after the game to talk about that.
We can talk about a lot of similar things.
Ball and 2 strikes for Burleson. Man, has he come alive after the All-Star break, and in particular after the trade deadline, that mammoth series against the Yankees. I think we underestimate a young team, young players, and how they see their lives and careers, the uncertainty of the business side of baseball. You can understand why that would affect a player, even one as talented as Alec.
Yeah, especially this day and age where we're social media driven. You hear so many different odd rumors, those type of conversations, and they're not easy. You individualize it because you go into your own being and you realize there's a lot of friends that'll text, hey, did you hear this? Did you do that? Well, emotionally, that's very difficult to take. So 6 o'clock Eastern felt comfortable for him again.
Furley's comfortable. He takes ball 4 and sets the table for Ivan Herrera, the Cardinals' designated hitter. Let's see if we can get this guy heated up. Herrera at 239, 12 homers, 47 driven in. He had a big double against the Yankees, hit it about 409 feet to left center. We take a similar blast here in St. Louis. Didn't mean to. Strike 1. Ivan, one of 4 Cardinals that has faced Feltner before. Herrera's 1 for 5 against the Rockies righty. And time is called. One lingering issue for Colorado this year is, as you'd expect, pitching. But specifically, Mark, getting out of the gates with a 0. They have been clobbered as far as run differential is concerned in the first inning.
Well, worst in baseball with the team ERA, starting pitcher team ERA, 5.99 to your point, Chip.
And they've been outscored by 93 runs in the first inning this year in about 115 games. So they've had to play from behind quite a lot, and that's been the forever challenge in Colorado. Building a pitching staff that can win at altitude and, more importantly, win away from Coors Field. They haven't found the recipe yet. The pitch rolled over, foul. We'll try again.
Well, one aspect to watch in the game today, Ryan Feltner doesn't hold runners very well. He doesn't feel comfortable with that. Hunter Goodman does not possess a strong throwing arm. So if the Cardinals get in situations, they can take that extra 90 feet. That might be a key to the game tonight.
Burley's got a short lead with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Outfield straightaway, deep, and a shot to third is intercepted by Willie Castro. So Burleson left stranded. First inning in the books in St. Louis. We are scoreless. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Cardinals, the official source for your Cardinals gear. TJ Rumfield is the Colorado first baseman, and the first pitch is lined into center. This will be a fun series between Rumsfeld and J.J. Weatherholt. T.J. versus J.J. both in contention for Rookie of the Year in the National League.
Yeah, and they love this first baseman because of how he handles himself. That's stuck behind 2 huge prospects with the Yankees, and the Rockies end up getting a talented left-hander.
Willie Castro is next. Castro's been red hot since the All-Star break. A lot of hits, a lot of slug. 13 homers, 48 runs batted in. He's got a home run in 10 of the last 15 games. A bullet into right field. That's trouble. Rumsfeld had to stop at second. He staggers around the bag. He's going to head to third. And Colorado has runners at the corners very quickly with nobody out. So Leahy in some trouble again for the second straight inning.
Yeah, changeup from Kyle Leahy. Watch the location. Our Chevy pitch tracks will show exactly that. When it's elevated, it's easier to handle. Willie Castro stays hot and hits that hole, first and third for the Rockies.
That brings up Ezekiel Tovar. This guy is aggressive early in the count, so don't throw him a cookie. 9 homers, 37 driven in for him. Good choice. The slider was up, but it fooled Tovar for a strike.
At 329 on the first pitch. That's the reason why you see that big swing. Been an off year for him offensively. Just got over the 200 mark.
After a Gold Glove campaign in 2024 for the Rockies, he had 26 home runs. Last year, almost a lost season for him. He was hurt much of the season, and maybe that's affecting him some in 2026. And oblique was the main problem for him last season. But they thought enough of him to give him a 7-year contract. Leahy could use a strikeout here. He's ahead of Tovar, 0-2. That's chopped toward third. The throw to first quick and in time. Prieto didn't hesitate. The Rockies don't go on contact. They do advance a second runner into scoring position on the ground out, 1 away.
Yeah, that high hopper just stayed up a little too long for Prieto to be able to go to second base.
Next up, Troy Johnston. Johnston, their right fielder. Rough month of July, had 8 hits. The Rockies got him on a waiver claim from the Marlins organization. He was a college player at Gonzaga. That's really been a point of emphasis for their organization. They like college kids. They drafted a bunch of them again this June. 1-0 count. Smash towards short. That'll get a run in. Long throw is in time. That'll score Rumfield. Castro to third. 2 groundouts later, Colorado strikes first. It's 1-0.
Well, the Gold Glover saved a run there on the backhand. Good glove work by the Gold Glover shortstop. See the location. Good swing by Johnston, but a better defensive play by Mason Wynn.
So Castro at third. 2 outs for Edward Julian, former Minnesota Twin. He's out of Quebec City, Canada. No balls and a strike. Colorado acquired him on January 28th. One ball, 1 strike.
Well, so many people will ask why the change with coming out of Colorado, and yes, you understand it's a difference. It really becomes the breaking balls. The breaking balls are different on the road. See different break, and you're seeing big swings by the Rockies. Well, that's the best changeup he has thrown all night. Kyle Leahy needs that pitch. Maintains that arm speed and great location.
Well, he's been around the plate. The Rockies, though, have centered him 3 times for hits. 2 hard hit balls on the ground here. As that one trickles toward first, Burley's going to get that too late. That's
That
ruled a
was
foul
close.
ball. That was very close. Darting in from first base was Willie Traynor and signaled foul.
What's interesting is this the home plate umpire's call before it gets to first base.
On the chalk, on the char. Boy. Huh. No way that Traynor could see that. But he called it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was called a ball. The Cardinals are going to challenge this. Crooks is going to get an ABS challenge. It's powered by T-Mobile. Is it ball 2 or strike 3? The computer says strike 3, so all's well that ends well. 4 strikeouts for Kyle Leahy. Colorado, a couple of singles and a ground out later, scores first at Busch.
The Midwest.
Colorado an early lead. Let's check in with Cat Jim Hayes.
Yeah, I'm with Dusty Blake. So Dusty, Kyle Leahy's given up some hits, limited the damage. What are you seeing from him?
Yeah, they're a good offense, going to be aggressive. We've got to be able to execute early. Obviously, there's a few spots we want to be able to get the ball and we want to be able to work ahead. So I feel like if we do a good job in those areas, it should put us in a good position to have a good attack plan.
This is the time of year when pitchers tend to wear down the guys that don't have a ton of experience with that, maybe more so. We haven't seen that with Leahy. He's got like a 1.2 ERA over his last 7. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, he's holding strong right now. And we knew, a few years ago, back in 22, his workload was pretty high. He was in the 140s with his innings. And so this is not something new for him. It's just something he hasn't done in the last couple years. So we'll continue to monitor that game by game and see how he's continuing to recover and hold up and that sort of thing. But obviously, yeah, we're excited about how he's been doing.
In terms of the overall starting staff, when you look at the innings, I only mentioned at some point you limit some guys. How do you assess who needs to get limited and when?
Yeah, there's a number of things there. We're going to continue to evaluate what they look like the day after they pitch. We're going to see how they're responding in that 48-hour window going into either their next side or if we're using them out of the bullpen, how they're bouncing back day to day. We've got a handful of things we're looking at internally to keep us connected with how we feel like they're doing with that process. And like I said, we've just got to continue to monitor it day by day.
Thank you, Dustin.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
All right, Chip.
All right, Kent, thank you very much. Jimmy Crooks with a base hit to left gets things started in the St. Louis second. The first Cardinals hit of the game. Next up is Mason Wynn batting .238 on the year. Results on the road trip for Mason weren't what he had hoped as far as average is concerned, but the concerted effort mark to hit the ball the other way was noticeable and could be very effective tonight.
Yeah, I think that's the best version of himself when he commits to that. But also, Chip, that's the way you pull the ball correctly too. If you stay inside the baseball, you're going to do it. I think Mason gets around the baseball a little bit on his pull swings. And why I say that, when he does that, he gets a lot of foul balls rather than driving that ball.
There you go, into the right field corner. That's going to chase Crooks to third. Mason's on his way to second, and the Cardinals are cooking. Good approach. Great results for Mason Wynn, his 15th double, and the Cardinals threaten to take the lead right back.
Well, what's so good about Mason Wynn on this pitch, it's a slider, but watch where his eyes take him to the baseball. You see that cut slider, and it's out over the plate, but he stays on it, gets the barrel there, and produces a great offensive swing. That's his profile, and second and third for the Cardinal offense.
Nathan Church is next, riding a 6-game hitting streak. Talked about these Cardinals rookies and the good work they did on the road trip. Church is part of that. 9 hits. And with that good work, he's our Bet365 betting odds. Those are the numbers for him to extend that hitting streak to 7 straight games. Infield halfway for Colorado. Swing, fly ball, well hit center. Carrick going back to the edge of the track. He'll make a leaping catch. Both runners will tag. Scoring standing up is Crooks and Nathan Church. puts it in play and ties the game with a sac fly. ABC baseball, gotta love that. 1-1 your score. '36th RBI for Church. And Brian Torres is your next batter. Torres has hits in in 8 of his last 13 games. Now the infield's in. Driven toward left. That's well struck. Moniak will retreat. That'll be plenty deep enough. Back-to-back sacrifice flies, and St. Louis has its first lead.
Chip, there's so many times where you get in a situation like that, you're thinking about a home run and driving the ball out of the ballpark. Simplicity works. Brian Torres takes a nice approach against a curveball. It's back-to-back at bats. He took information the previous at bat and goes the other way. Just responsible of driving runs in, and that's a good way of doing it.
Cesar Prieto bats and lays down a bunt. Feltner with a bare hand stumbles and throws wide of the bag. We'll see how they score that. Prieto hitless on the year. Keeps the inning alive for J.J. Weatherholtz with 2 outs.
Well, I love the idea. Even with 2 outs, you have the speed to be able to impact it. He's looking for that first knock. Gets it towards the pitcher the first time, and off the back leg throws one wide of first.
E1 is the scoring. Nice job by Rumfield to save that one from going down the right field line. So JJ's up again. He rolled out to short his first time. Weatherholt chasing down a potential 2020 campaign. He's got 16 homers. He's got 12 steals. A 12th double right here would be nice. And was late. And an even count.
Well, this is a situation where the Cardinals can take advantage. They got the lead. They've done a good job offensively of gaining that again. Prieto at first base. They get to 2 strikes. I think he's going to take a chance here.
Another half step on that lead for Cesar. Pitch.
All right, Feltner 1-3-7 to home plate there. That is an opportunity. You want to be right around 1-2 to hold those runners.
Slow curve. Evens it up.
Interesting. He modified his leg kick there, but the curveball 1-6 on that last pitch.
Pitch number 30 from Ryan Feltner is on the way. And this is JJ at his best, seeing 5-6 pitches per plate appearance.
Well, he constructs an at bat. He feels comfortable with 2 strikes. Also takes some better swings because he lets the ball travel a little bit longer.
Rumfield backs up behind Prieto with a full count, 2 outs. So the Cardinals' third baseman will be running. There he goes. And JJ takes ball 4. So we're constructing a rally with 2 outs. A pitcher's error and a base on balls. Now Jordan Walker, who swung at the first pitch and popped up, will take aim in the second.
Well, good plate appearance by JJ. Hart and Hustle Award winner.
Alon Leichman, the pitching coach for Colorado, is on his way out. Feltner's issued 2 walks in as many innings tonight. So the Cardinals have the lead, 2 on, 2 out. Let's see what happens after a quick word from our friends at Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly-style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
All right, it's been a while since Jordan's gone deep. July 9th.
Are you saying he's due?
He's overdue. And I'm not saying try to hit a home run, but hit a line drive someplace on a hot night with a little bit of a breeze. He's strong enough to drive one over the wall. Walker with a 6-game hit streak, 123 hits, and 29 of his RBIs have come with 2 outs. They give him the left center field gap.
Now they're playing no doubles defense with the Rockies, especially honoring that power.
But I wonder, as big as their home ballpark is, when they go on the road, do they feel like they're playing at Little League depth, at normal depth in St. Louis?
Yeah, and you're constantly trying to prevent that double, triple in Colorado. I'll tell you this, Chip, I was in a Rockies uniform, and Steve Reed, who was a sinker baller, came up to me as an outfielder and said, hey, I need you in. I don't care if we're playing at Coors Field. I need you in because if I am executing my pitches, I'm getting those balls that dump into the outfield and add to the stress of innings.
Yeah, the Crook single was emblematic of a Coors Field hit. It happened here in St. Louis, and he scored the first Cardinals run. Walker, as you know, missed the last couple of games in New York. The right knee was a little bit sore. Good to go tonight. See if he can keep that front hip in and drive something with 2 strikes.
Always the indication of where Jordan Walker is taking that pitch alone. That slider gave him so many problems, but when he's calm about that take, he becomes dangerous.
So he sees a deep count. The pitch. Swing, drive, center field deep. Carrick going back, but he's going to have room. Walker got that one a touch off the end of the bat, and that'll retire the side. The Cardinals 2 runs, 2 hits. They leave 2, but after 2, they lead by a run. On the Cardinals jersey and across the nation, Stifel, a leader in wealth management and investment banking, helping individuals and businesses build for the future. One of the fastest growing firms in the U.S. That's Stifel. That's Kyle Leahy, who's got a lead, 2-1. The Cardinals have the lead. Let's see if Kyle can get the leadoff man. Colorado's put their first batter on in each of the first 2 innings, including McCarthy, who doubled and was left stranded. Kyle struck out 4 the first 9 batters he faced.
Heard Dusty Blake talk to the Cat in that interview, and he talked about the aggressiveness of this talented offense for the Rockies. Doesn't mean you can't be aggressive yourself, but location is the key.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That's the real beauty of our game, right? If your strength is your slider and the opponent strength in the batter's box is the slider, it's the belief my stuff and my skill set's better than yours. Let's see how it plays out. That one down the line. Burley, good play. Leahy late to the bag and safe. McCarthy beats the wrap. So 3 straight leadoff man reach for Colorado. Great job by Burleson to save a double and maybe more, as McCarthy starts his night 2 for 2.
Well, we talked about the all-around game for Alec Burleson, and he has been excellent. Kyle Leahy got caught just staring at that play. He thought that was down the line, but again, McCarthy using his speed on both plate appearances.
Keep an eye on him. He's got 18 steals. Now Cole Carrick bats. He struck out in the first inning. Second round pick out of San Diego State. On the ground, double play ball. 1 there and 2 there. You hit it to that guy, it's an out, and if you get a relay to that guy, it's going to be 2 outs. Leahy needed that. 2 for the price of 1. Bases empty.
Well, Carrick was sitting dead red, and he got a slider. Perfect situation to get him on the ground in that point.
Mickey Moniak is next. And takes a strike. Told you this guy was the 1-1 overall pick by the Phillies. They later traded him for Noah Syndergaard. Phillies were making a playoff push. He's really found a home in Colorado, a veteran for a young team, and good for him. A 2-year extension. And he loves, like so many, hitting at Coors Field. And I'm sure you liked hitting at Coors Field too.
I mean, it's a hitter's paradise. There's a lot of room out there, especially in left center. This makes you feel more confident. But as I mentioned, getting on the road in those home road splits was one of those difficult things you had to get over mentally.
They play Moniak to pull. Leahy delivers. That one hammered toward the gap. Church on the run, still going, not going to get there. That'll bounce high off the wall. And Moniak with 2 strikes, 2 outs has a double. Rockies not going away. They've got 5 hits already in the game.
The extra base hits and that threat. See that elevated fastball, and he's going the other way. Stays together, stays connected, and shoots that left center gap. Just too far for Church to snag that one.
Moniak with 14 doubles now. And Hunter Goodman bats. He took strike 3 to end the first inning. So here's your Toyota key. How does Leahy handle a 33 homer man in Hunter Goodman, their catcher?
I love he's gotten ahead too, because Hunter Goodman is that first pitch swinger, over 400 average in those situations, but he loves this. This is where he's looking to drive the baseball out of the ballpark.
Well, they know Kyle's around the plate. They've turned it loose. He's thrown strike 1 to 11 of the first 13 batters he's seen. But Colorado has taken advantage. Got a couple of 2-strike hits as well. But now Goodman way behind, 0-2, down a run in the top of the third.
Now this is when Kyle's been at his best. Just over a 200 batting average against with runners in scoring position.
Had him off stride with a curve, and we'll try again. You mentioned Goodman hits more homers away from Coors Field than at home. He hits homers early in the game, in the middle of the game, and late in the game. He's got 16 homers this year against bullpens.
Yeah, that's part of this trait of the Rockies. That's what makes him a little more dangerous.
Swing and a miss. Leahy has his 5th strikeout. The Rockies' struggles with runners in scoring position continue tonight. Alec Burleson goes to work for the Cardinals, looking to extend a 2-1 lead.
Sometimes
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by your Mid-America Chevy dealers and by BJC Healthcare. You deserve extraordinary care. With the Swing Dog, Mark Sweeney, Chip Carey back with you at Busch Stadium. Beautiful night for a ball game. The Cardinals a chance to get to 500 tonight with a victory. They enjoy a 2-1 lead. Alec Burleson set to lead things off. Jim Hayes, he's on quite a tear.
Yeah, he loved his time in the Bronx. Really enjoyed the short porch and right. Didn't really need the short porch in his 3-homer game, but it's certainly different than right field here, where many hard hit balls go to die. He told me, yeah, it can be frustrating when you hit a ball really well but aren't rewarded for it. But you can't think about it. He said, I go up with the same approach regardless of where we're playing. You look for a good pitch, you hit it hard. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Chip, that one didn't. That one didn't.
Goes a long way, Jimmy, as Hawk Harrelson used to say. Right size, wrong shape.
I love the mentality of Alec Burleson, and understanding too, everyone talks about how he struggled against lefties. He has the same mentality. That's what makes him dangerous.
How about this trip to the plate? Line to line. Look how far that one goes the other way to left. Moniak calls that in for route number 1. Burleson hits one about 370 feet foul to right, and then hits one about 330 feet the opposite field to the warning track.
Yeah, he reminds me of Todd Helton. That's what he did. He would pull one foul and then go the other way on a changeup, and that's why we talk about Alec Burleson as a hitter. I mean, he understands how to construct an at bat, but also he knows what these pitchers are doing.
Herrera lines one foul. Good work by the ball attendant down the line. We are told those guys put in some extra work while we were out of town for a week. They're ready for a good homestand. And a young fan's going to get a souvenir. The Cardinals lead 2-1.
Hopefully they're properly stretched out there.
Yeah. That's always important. Dusty Blake and Leahy talking it over. Kyle with 5 strikeouts in his first 3 innings. He's had some stress, but leads by a run. Herrera lined out to third. Willie Castro hugging the line at the hot corner.
It sure was cool to watch Ivan Herrera on MLB Network with D-Row and Sean Casey. Pretty cool that they get the notoriety that they've deserved. An all-star, being able to be on national TV like that.
Bounced foul will stay alive. Herrera will see a 6th pitch. This kid's born to hit. It hasn't been as hot a hitting season for Ivan this year as last year. But there is still a lot of baseball to be played. 48 games, including tonight. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a drive. He got a hanger and did not miss it. Long home run for Herrera. That's more like it. 3-1 Cardinals.
Well, Chip, we talked about Ryan Feltner. That's a number 11 on the home run department in the last 7 starts. It's been a tough thing, and he got a curveball, and it was a mistake.
Ivan's first homer since July 26th against the Reds. That's a good sign. For about a 3-week stretch, he was getting pitches like that, fouling them off or missing them. He stayed on that baby and hit it a long way. And the Cardinals have scored in back-to-back innings.
Oh, I love the dogs. I love when the dogs come out. So does Ivan.
Jimmy Crooks next. Crooks a bloop single last time up. Mentioned all the time the Coors Field effect for outfield play. Moniak was playing very deeply, and Crooks just served one between Tovar and the Colorado left fielder and came around to score the Redbirds' first run. (3-1) St. Louis. 2 balls and a strike. We'll keep you updated on all the scores. Cardinals 3.5 games out of the final wild card, half game behind the Marlins. This one popped to left. Moniak will have plenty of time to get to this one, though. And 2 are out after the Herrera homer. What a pretty swing.
Well, what was important in the at-bat? 4 foul balls, and then he got a hanger. Number 13 on the year, but that's good. When you get a mistake, you have to deposit it. What Herrera does adds to the offense for the Cardinals.
Mason Wynn a double and scored on the second of 2 sac flies for St. Louis. This one hit toward third, and Castro will retire the side. Ivan Herrera's 13th home run extends the lead. We head to the 4th. Kyle Leahy now a 2-run advantage.
Freeze hits it in the air to center. We will see you tomorrow night.
Those the dulcet tones of Hall of Famer Joe Buck.
There they are. I was there. I was there that night.
You know, the other day, David Freese came to the ballpark to do one of the Cardinal conversations, and I asked him, how often do you listen to that call? He said, I listen to it every day. In fact, I listened to it 10 minutes before I got in the car.
No way.
I swear. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, well, I was walking through Chesterfield Mall when that was a thing with my daughter, and there was a picture of that signed by David Freese, and the guy asked me to sign it, and then Freese somehow got it. Like, he likes that call. He likes that. Why wouldn't he?
Well, of course.
We all love the call.
The call was just me being a Jack Buck cover band, but it worked out. I could barely talk that year. I had a paralyzed vocal cord, and I won an Emmy on one call. It's that tells you all you need to know about the Emmys.
And our business, right?
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations. I got to ask you, now that you've had a chance to reflect.
Base hit.
Yeah, Mason, a great effort. Couldn't get it. Another leadoff man on for the Rockies. Now that you've had a chance to decompress a week later, has it hit you?
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun weekend in Cooperstown, which if you haven't been there, you should. That's a town that's stuck in time and for the best possible reasons. And we had everybody there. My mom, my sister, my kids, the older ones, daughters, one husband, one boyfriend, my little boys. And, you know, the coolest part was watching my boys play with Chipper Jones's kids on the lawn at the hotel playing wiffle ball. It was just couldn't have been better. It could not have been better.
You've been around a lot of stars, and obviously going there, it's overwhelming. What was the greatest part of being there and being around so much unbelievable talent?
It's a good question, because it was good to see a lot of these guys like Eck, Dennis Eckersley. I talked to him for an hour. And were you on those teams with him?
I was.
I mean, he's one of the most unique human beings of all time in the best possible way. He's the nicest person. He's got his own language.
Yes.
But he's wonderful. And seeing Tom Glavine and seeing, you know, Smoltz was there, and then he had to leave to do a game, which we're not doing right now. Leahy is behind on the count here, 2-1. But it was just good to see a lot of those guys and watch them. It just, I don't know, it's very pure. No, shut up. Go, do your thing. Go.
No, go ahead.
No, I don't want to. I don't even know who's hitting.
Neither do I.
Willie Castro.
That's the beauty of the job.
Look, it's Willie Castro.
They got a board up there. You can fake it. The honor of you and your dad. I know how close you were to Jack Buck. Everybody loved him. You loved him more than we. What does that mean, first father-son, to be in the Hall of Fame together?
Yeah, that's... Oh, come on, talk, go.
And it's over Walker's head, and Colorado is going to have second and third again with nobody out. These guys can really swing it.
Yeah, I'll say. You know, to answer your question, I can go nowhere where my dad hasn't been, literally. And that's a good thing. Thank God we were as close as we were. And you knew him, and he loved you, and obviously he thought the world of your family and you and your dad and your grandpa. You're in the same boat as me. We get to follow these guys into this business. We're the luckiest guys in the world. And I love all that stuff. To be honored with him is the greatest joy of my life.
Also, Joe, you honored your mom in your speech too, and the impact with that. I mean, so many people talk about what your father did and what you've done, but really the strength is your mom, and speak to that, how important that was.
You know, she, as Ezekiel Tovar fouls one off to the right, she is really the engine behind him. Was when he was at his healthiest, when he was at his sickest. She was my best and most honest critic. She would tell me if something sounded bad. She would tell me, then I believed her when she said something sounded good. And she's really kind of the secret to our success in a weird way. She was great for his career. All of the, after dinner speeches, he'd run through all that stuff with her. She'd punch him up, make him funnier. And for me, she filled in a lot of gaps because he was gone a lot. So I learned how to throw a baseball from my mom, and I think I learned a lot of how to broadcast and carry myself from my mom as well.
Out of play by Tovar, who stays alive 1 and 2. Your speech in Cooperstown focused so much on family. Your family's here today. I got to ask you, who taught the kids to throw baseballs? They threw out the first pitch today. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Blake. I was like, Blake, let's go halfway. He's like, I'm doing it. from 60 feet 6 inches, Dad. And I said, it's a little further than you think there, buddy. But he was going to do that Mets kid, like the leaping thing.
Oh, yeah, Jan, the pitcher.
Yeah. So I'm like, do not do that. Do not do that or you're grounded. And then Wyatt, who's been dancing since the minute we got here, he was all nervous. He bounced it up there, and then I at least got it there on the fly. Thank God.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, you've done the World Series, you've done the Super Bowl, you just did your speech in Cooperstown. What's more nerve-wracking? I was going to say, doing that or throwing out the first pitch?
I had to warm up with Tom Porchomsky before I went out there. I played catch with him. I'm like, my arm sucks, and it hurts, and I'm 57, and I can barely lift it. And I want to get, if I bounce it, I'm never going to live it down, so I'm going to get it there. I'm going to throw it high. And if McGreevy has to jump, so be it. But I was not going to bounce it.
Well, and you didn't. That was
at
good.
Our age, we're not doing band work at all. We're not getting used to that. But it is that one of those moments. You got some air under the ball, too, which was
exactly.
important.
My elbow dropped, and I got a little high. There's a big strikeout for Mr. Leahy. How many? Six? Six. Look at that. Leahy, he's grown on me.
Yeah. Easy to do, and because he is that reliever that's changed himself into that starter. The mentality has really changed for this young
Palante's
right-hander.
grown on me. I mean, it goes, I love McGreevy. I love his stuff. I got into trouble by tweeting when they took him out in the 5th inning the other day in Yankee Stadium. We can move on from that. That's a ball outside. But, yeah, I got in trouble when I was a young guy. I was 26, and they'd fired Torrey, and Mike Jorgensen was the interim manager, and Mark Lamb, Donovan Osborne, same situation. And I was up here spouting off as a 26-year-old about how they should let Donovan Osborne finish the inning, let him plow through, learn. The season stunk, and I got talked to. And then I tweeted the other night, and history repeated itself.
It always does.
It always does.
You're obviously of here and from here. You follow the Cardinals every day still? I know
I do.
You're getting close to football season too, so that must be a little bit tougher.
I find myself watching this team a lot and then reading about the minor leaguers, which I can't wait to watch these guys get up here as Weatherholt takes care of Troy Johnston, who I guess is the right fielder. That's out number 2.
And he has both RBIs tonight.
What do you love about the game of baseball? What do you not like about the game of baseball following it so much?
Well, I said it in my speech, and so I am now clearly the old man, and I never thought I'd be there. But I am the guy who, when I was doing games in the postseason, God, I loved thinking about pitching matchups, and that just doesn't seem to be a priority anymore. Go ahead, do your thing. No, stop. Go.
Ball one.
Okay. But who's at the plate? Julian.
Edward Julian. He's from Minnesota.
Edward Julian.
He's from Quebec.
Is he?
Yeah.
There you go.
I've got a great line. I hesitate to use it about him.
Just don't do it.
Okay. I'll tell you after the inning.
It's not worth it. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. I like the pitching matchups. I'm not really into like a lot of the advanced metrics and the analytics and all that. I think there's still got to be some room for managers using their eyes and talking to guys in the dugouts. And I don't think that the analytics always holds up. Not every situation is the same. It's the same in football. Not every 4th and 1 is the same. And it depends on how your guard feels. And if you've got Jalen Hurts that can do the tush push.
Right.
And there's not all the same. So I think sometimes you got to just kind of throw it out and go with your gut. I like that stuff.
I know football season's coming. What are you looking forward to going into another season, which is
Yeah, this is a Super Bowl season for us, so that's fun. Just to see who gets off to a good start. I don't know. That's kind of the fun of football. That you don't know who's going to jump up and surprise. You think you have an idea. The schedule comes out in May, and then in November it's not that great of a game because of injuries, and then the Vikings are 12-2 or whatever it is. That was for Tom me. You just don't know, and that's the fun, watching it unfold and seeing who can stay healthy. Everybody seems to be handing the Lombardi to the Rams. They got to stay healthy. They're an older roster.
Full count. Brian Shapiro's our producer. He's a big Browns fan. Is there hope in Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm anxious. I've read all the stuff that Brian's read about their quarterback situation and guys saying that Dylan Gabriel may be outplaying the other 2 guys, or we see Deshaun Watson come back, or we see Shedeur Sanders. I mean, if you have 3 quarterbacks, you don't have 1, and that's the big priority for them.
Full count pitch. Little roller right side. Leahy should get out of it with only one. He does.
Nice job,
Joe.
good to see you.
Congratulations, buddy. Way to go. Hall of Famer Joe Buck.
Love you. Hall of
There's
Famer, love you too.
his dad's statue outside of Busch Stadium.
Here
What a
we
family.
go. Into the 5th inning.
Punch counter punch so far through 3.5 in St. Louis. Cardinals lead it 3-2. That was a great to see Joe and his family today. What an honor for the entire Buck family.
Yeah, and it was amazing because I remember it in that 1996 phase. That's when Joe was diving into his career. And it was really fun to watch the dynamic of the father-son. But I love the fact that he talked about his mom and the impact that she had on him and his career and teaching him how to throw. She should be proud tonight because of that first pitch.
If he had bounced it, we would have killed him. It would have been unbelievable.
It would.
But yeah, he's just great dude, and we're delighted for all the good things that are coming his way. As Nathan Church, a sac fly his first time, pops that one foul back toward us. A ball and 2 strikes. Cardinals got 2 in the second, and Ivan Herrera homer in the 3rd inning. That's the difference in the game to this point. Ryan Feltner has given up 3 runs on 3 hits. .36 ribbies for Nathan Church. This is what I like about his game. It's not 3 and out as far as pitches go per plate appearance. He's starting to work counts a little better.
Yeah, and he's feeling good about centering the plate and staying within that strike zone. Still has that aggressiveness as well.
Took that one, though, was outguessed, and Feltner strikes him out. That is Ryan's first punch out of the game. Brian Torres is your next Cardinals batter. Join David Eckstein Saturday, August 29th for Cardinals Conversations. That's presented by Edward Jones. Experience a Q&A session with the 2006 World Series MVP, followed by an autograph session. Get tickets now at cardinals.com/conversations. All kinds of great celebrations over the final weeks of this regular season, honoring the 2006 club here in St. Louis. Of course, the big weekend, Hall of Fame weekend, when the White Sox are in town. September 11th, 12th, and 13th with the inductions of Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, and Bill Sherdell. It'll be inside the stadium, and we're told crowds are going to be in the 40,000s for that second game against a very young and exciting White Sox team.
Yeah, first place White Sox. But that's going to be a special weekend, as you mentioned. Anytime that Hall of Fame is mentioned around here, the rich history of the Cardinals.
So good tickets available for the entire weekend. It'll be a festive time. Who knows where the Cardinals and Sox will be in regards to the playoff chase. But what's fun about this team, even though they subtracted, some say, at the trade deadline, the Cardinals aren't conceding anything. They are still very much in the thick of things. And a good week could get you right back in the race. And hopefully that good week is starting tonight. The pitch.
Well, Chip, emotionally, I think this club has gotten by that trade deadline, and everyone takes it differently. But knowing what Ollie's communication skills and talking to individuals, I mean, this team is in the right place to be able to make that run. Mentioned in our open, you look at baseball, it really becomes having a hot week. Just changes the mentality of what you're doing, and being able to have that opportunity. Playing important games in September is very important for this roster.
Full count pitch is chopped off the plate to second. Julian's got it. Low shovel to first, but he gets Torres easily. And 4 straight have been retired. To put it in perspective, here are your National League standings. There are 6 teams within range of 2 wild card spots, and we have, as I said, 46 games left.
Yeah, and you look at the ability to have that many games. I mean, the best teams think about it individually and collectively in a series.
Bouncing ball to first, and that'll take care of the Cardinals in the 4th inning. Good ball game. Kyle Leahy leads it 3-2. We'll see if he can get Jake McCarthy for the first time in the 5th next. It's Country Music Night, Friday, August 28th. With your theme ticket, fans take home a Country Music Night Cardinals t-shirt, and you'll enjoy a pregame concert featuring live music. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
I like country.
Who's your favorite artist?
Luke Combs, probably.
Okay. Not Adam Wainwright, huh?
Well, he was my second choice.
Okay.
I mean, I can say Luke Combs. He does a few more venues than the great Adam Wainwright.
One ball, no strikes. Line drive. The Rockies have put the leadoff man in every inning in this game. McCarthy is 3 for 3. They know Leahy's around the plate, and they are not missing. That is already 8 hits. They're down a run. So Kyle's making it tough on himself. He's got this guy, though. Cole Carrig has struck out and hit into a double play.
Well, he got him with that first pitch slider the last time for a big double play. See how he pitches here.
Told that Adam Wainwright will be performing at the Washington County Fair this weekend.
You a country music fan?
I appreciate the talent, but it's not my favorite. I gotta be honest.
That's very honest.
1 ball, 1 strike. So yeah, you can come to Busch Stadium, watch the Cardinals play the Rockies, hopefully sweep them, and then Waino's supposed to perform around 7:30 at the Washington County Fair.
I know I can't ask you to go.
I would go because it's Waino, but I would go for the funnel cakes and the fried Oreos.
Ooh, agreed.
Carnival food is like pretty darn good.
I have a lot of weaknesses. Funnel cake is definitely one of them.
Is that right?
Yes.
Ground ball might be another double play. Gotta hurry. One there. Wins thrown out in time that time. Carrig was not going to be denied. He's frustrated.
Well,
he trades places with McCarthy.
Sorry, Chip. He shows his emotion constantly. But this took JJ just a little too far to his left.
Mickey Moniak is next. Now, in your scorebook on Carrig, did you use 2 R's and 2 G's, or did you do it shorthand?
2 R's, 2 G's.
Unbelievable. Moniak.
You're supposed to help me in these situations.
Well, like when Newtbar was here, I had 2 O's but 1 A.
Yeah, I like that.
And if he was playing well, I had more than 1 O.
I try
or
to
2 O's,
I try to change, to your point. I try to change the visitors more than ours.
Okay.
And I had a tough time, honestly, when I first started this. Is Alec Burleson was how I pronounce it. And it's Burleson.
Right.
But it's the way you say it. Now I have to write that down so I make sure I say it as much as possible.
Phonetically?
Yeah. The moms are watching.
Oh, 2 pitch. Yeah, we had some trouble with the Yankees starter in the first game in New York. We called him Cam S for a while. As you know, enunciation is very important, especially the letter L.
Yes. And it's a need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that game from home and wincing every time you had to.
It is definitely on your mind. Swing and a miss. Moniak is down. Good changeup. Leahy. What a weird game. He's giving up leadoff hits, but now 7 strikeouts in the 5th inning.
Well, that's how you adjust. 3-2 pitch. His previous at bat was lined into left center. He goes with the changeup. That double was a fastball. Great changeup there for his 7th strikeout.
He's gotten Goodman on strikes twice. The Colorado catcher. One of 3 Goodmans on the Rockies traveling party.
That's got to be weird at the hotel.
Hunter Goodman, the catcher. And they have, speaking of father-son broadcasters, they have a father-son broadcast combo in Denver. Drew Goodman is the longtime TV voice of the Rockies. He's on your right. And his son, Zach, is in his first season as one of the radio broadcasters.
Yeah, and he's not reacting to you. He's a proud papa, Drew Goodman, and he should.
One ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, 3 good. I can promise you this. Hunter Goodman doesn't want to get Drew Goodman's suitcase. No. I don't think the clothes would fit very well.
Exactly.
Runner at first, 2 outs, 2 strikes. I have said it for years and I will say it again. Pre-pitch clock, Drew Goodman, who is an excellent broadcaster, was the most underpaid announcer in baseball history.
Yeah.
All of those 4.5-hour games at Coors Field, to do them so well with such enthusiasm.
Yep.
Strike 3. Leahy is amazing. 5 leadoff hits, but 8 strikeouts. He protects a lead, and the top of the Cardinals order goes to work at home.
Bet365.
Well, a hot night. Hopefully those fans will be busy when the Cardinals bat. Big Mac Land is rocking and rolling and ready to go. So is Jim Hayes, as the Cardinals look to extend a 3-2 lead with J.J. Weatherholt, Jimmy, leading off.
Yeah, and J.J. is the Cardinals recipient of this year's Heart and Hustle Award, handed out by the Players Alumni Association to the players that best embody the spirit and tradition of the game. J.J. told me that he's honored to get the award, but he says, that's just who I am. He said, I love baseball, and I was raised by parents and coaches that taught me to work hard. He said, I love playing, and I love trying to get better. Guys, it seems like that award was made for J.J. Weatherholt.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Jimmy, and thank you for the report. J.J. is really enhanced the brand of the St. Louis Cardinals, because how he represents that brand is very important. But also in his rookie year, being able to get that award, it's really a feather in his cap, and I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to do that. Why I say that, excuse me, Chip, is that he has the ability to be calm about big things, and when really good things happen, he celebrates, but there's a calmness about him that he navigates a rookie career that a lot of people are putting him on a pedestal, and he doesn't care. He just loves playing the game.
I go back to the example of Dansby Swanson, who I saw when the Cubs were in town when he was in Atlanta. Very similar circumstance. Dansby was a 1-1 player, but he was on every billboard, every commercial as the future of the franchise. He wasn't ready for that. Not many are. Luckily for JJ, there are some players here who've been around a while, and they've allowed him to settle in and figure things out on the fly in his first season. But that he's handled these challenges so well and is the kind of person that wins the awards that Jim's talking about. Well, that's how you get 8-year, $100 million contracts.
You got to check every box, and that's the reason why you're given that contract, because you represent the brand and what you do. And I love that he gave credit to his mom and dad.
Broken bat. That's hit to short. Tovar's got it, and JJ is out number 1. 6 straight retired by Feltner after the Herrera home run. Join us Friday, August 28th. The Pirates are in town. That night, fans 21 or older take home a City Connect quarter zip pullover. That's courtesy of Budweiser. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions. Walker has popped out and flied out. Walker, a 6-game hitting streak. He shatters his bat. This one to third, and Castro can't pick it up with a bare hand. Baseball's a funny game. Feltner breaks 2 bats, but he's got a base hit against him with 1 out.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and in this situation, Jordan Walker has the speed. Remember, he had 2 days off and then the off day yesterday. That right knee inflammation. He's getting down the line. That's a good sign. Should be one of those infield singles because there's no one that's going to throw out Jordan Walker getting down the line like that.
A couple of Cardinals fans have called me to make sure I get the fair information right on Sunday. Tina Slocum, Corey Justice, and Lois Nordyke tell me it's the Washington Town and Country Fair in Washington, Missouri, not Washington County. That was the information I was given, so I want to make sure I get that correct for you. As Burleson bats try to extend a 3-2 lead.
So you're saying we do say things wrong at times, right?
All the time. It's just a conviction with which you say it. Yeah. No funnel cakes for us.
I know.
Man, tough crowd. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good changeup.
All I'm saying is just put a little cinnamon, maybe powdered sugar on it. That's all.
We're in the 5th. There is action in the Cardinals bullpen, and I think there's good reason for it. We'll explain in a moment. He's been hit pretty hard, even though he leads. One thing the Cardinals have to monitor for Kyle the rest of the way, his innings. He's pushing toward the maximum innings the Cardinals want to extend him after throwing 88 innings or so last year. So monitoring those will be big.
Also, I think Ollie heard my key of the game too, and just getting into Hunter Goodman 3rd time through. Struck out him 3 times, but they have to be creative. They have to understand the situation they're in. And also there's a left-handed lane for Justin Brule moving forward. Remember, there's 7 left-handed hitters, 2 switch hitters in the Rockies lineup tonight.
So if this is it for Leahy, 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. In his last 3 starts, he struck out 20 guys. You talk about growth and an organization looking for more swing and miss stuff. Man, is that what the doctor ordered?
Yeah, an aggressive first pitch. You saw the Rockies. They've been able to capitalize on that tonight, but he maintains that and understands that he can put guys away without free passes.
Ollie told us that if Leahy goes 5 or so, he's got enough innings left to finish the season. And that's another important milestone. It's not just the innings, it's the stress of the innings, the number of pitches. As Joe Buck was saying earlier tonight, not every inning is built the same. But there's also the understanding for a young pitcher making 31 starts, and that's full season's worth of preparation.
Extending your arm and taking the ball. It's so important to be able to do that emotionally, but also physically. And we talk about Kyle Leahy, how much he has hit the weight room and worked with the training staff. It's important for him to understand, to your point, 31 starts is a big deal. It used to be 200 innings. The game has changed, and it's not Kyle Leahy. It's taking the ball that many times is important to him.
Burleson's 8th pitch, bouncing ball right to first, and it was changeup after changeup, and Burley couldn't time him, and that'll advance the runner to second. 2 outs. And Ivan Herrera is next. Let's see how far his homer went. Our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud.
Well, he had 4 consecutive foul balls, and then he got the mistake. See the exit velocity, and our StatCast shows how far that ball goes, 379 feet, but really good to see Ivan Herrera hit that home run on the pull side.
First disengagement for Feltner here. 3-game hit streak for Herrera, 13 homers. Boy, another run or 2 would be nice here in a 1-run game. And Ivan almost almost got hit for a 26th time.
That'll grab your attention, especially when you hit the long ball. That was a purpose pitch, and I like that. Wonder if they'll put him on in this situation too with that base open.
Left-handed hitting Jimmy Crooks waits on deck. And sure enough, it was a pitch off the plate, fouled away to the right side. It's a ball and a strike.
Well, you like to see Yvonne be smart in this situation because they know they're going to throw borderline pitches, especially with Jimmy Crooks on deck. But if they're going to make a mistake, it's going to be out over the plate. Go the other way with it.
In, out for Feltner here. He's given Colorado a chance. Goodman took some punishment on that foul ball. A ball and 2 strikes. 2 more with Colorado in St. Louis. We'll see him for the final time in Denver in early September. Rockies down a run. They're 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. This is only the Cardinals' second at bat with a runner at second or third. And Herrera swung through that, and that will retire the side. 3-2 St. Louis. We are through 5 at Busch Stadium.
Safe. That's simple human sense.
Mark, we highlighted the Cardinals starting pitching over the last 8 games. Kyle Leahy, another fine outing tonight.
Our BJC difference maker. Kyle Leahy scattered the 8 hits. He had to pitch with runners in scoring position. 3 extra base hits for the Rockies. But the 8 punch-outs, no free passes. Continues to grow as a starting pitcher. But I love the fact that he had some grit in runners in scoring position tonight. 0 for 10 for the Rockies, and that's what really was worthy of a really good start for Leahy.
9 straight games the Cardinals have given him 3 or fewer runs of support, but 3's enough to lead tonight. As we turn things over to Justin Brule, he answers the Chevy bullpen call. And let's see if he can solve the first batter in this 6th inning. All 5 leadoff men for Colorado have reached to start tonight's game. TJ Rumfield 2 for 2 and both Colorado runs. This guy was the National League Rookie of the Month in April and June. If you're not playing in the Western Division, you may not know much about this kid, but he probably deserves a lot more Rookie of the Year consideration than he's getting, in large part because Colorado is 25 games under 500.
Yeah, had really good spring training, opened some eyes, and they gave the responsibility of taking those reins at first base.
Down the line and foul.
I think how important that is with the likes of Todd Helton, the Hall of Famer, playing first base. They take that seriously in Colorado. Obviously, Larry Walker, you think of. Dante Bichette, Andres Galarraga. That's when everyone was fearing the Rockies.
Well, he was not a homegrown Colorado player. Originally drafted by the Phillies, then to the Yankees, who acquired Angel Chivilli, the man the Cardinals punished in Game 2 in New York. That's a great trade. A young reliever for an everyday first baseman. And TJ Rumfield has out of the way. So Colorado loads up with lefties and switch hitters in tonight's game. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch number 6. And on the ground, that should break the spell. Weatherholt, a perfect throw, and the leadoff man is retired, 1 out.
Well, for Justin Brule, he is a drop down. He's had a grip adjustment, but also the sweeper has been improved. Against the lefty, he jams him with that pitch.
51st outing for Brule. He's given up 1 run in his last 6 innings. We'll see if he can solve Willie Castro. He'll turn around and hit righty. And there is the sweeper. It's a strike.
I think that's the difference for Ollie too, being able to get these switch hitters to switch over, make the other manager make some changes at the right time. Having two lefties in the bullpen helps that.
On the ground, rolled over. Right to Prieto. Strong throw, 2 outs. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. About 2.5 weeks, the Cardinals were operating with one left-hander in their bullpen. And it was this man, Justin Brule, after Jojo Romero was lost to the appendicitis. Ollie had to utilize George Soriano and Luis Gastelum as right-handers who could get lefties out. That's a tough way to win.
It's tough, but also I thought Justin Brule stepped up to that challenge. I mean, when you're the lone lefty, that's an uncomfortable feeling, almost being on an island by yourself, because you know those lanes and where you're going to go. But also having right-handers to get lefties out, that is imperative when you have to be creative in the bullpen.
George has pitched a lot of innings. I'm sure Ollie would like to give him a day, maybe 2, to rest up in this series. Ezekiel Tovar rolls to the left side. What a job by Brule. 3 up, 3 down, 3 soft ground balls. Cardinals look to add to the lead. We head to the home 6. Jimmy Crooks gets it started.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
And is that a beautiful look at the Gateway Arch and the Mississippi River in downtown St. Louis? Good ball game. Cardinals lead Colorado 3-2. We're in the home 6th. Jimmy Crooks, Mason Wynn, Nathan Church are coming up. As always, we thank Bob Costas for his wonderful read of the copyright. Great to honor Jack and Joe Buck at the ballpark tonight with their bobblehead.
That's a sweet bobblehead too, right?
Joe's kids, Wyatt and Blake, by the way, are doing the PA announcing for this half inning as Crooks skies one to left. And there is your first out. Cool note too, it's funny how baseball works. This day in baseball history, in 1978, the first Ford Frick Award winners were named. Men that entered the Hall of Fame as broadcasters, Mel Allen and Red Barber were the first two to be given that award.
Not bad selections there, right?
No
to start
doubt.
it.
Mason Wynn had a cool story about Red Barber a couple of days ago. To my knowledge, there's been one major league trade involving a broadcaster. This is a true story. So Mason's doubled and scored. Red Barber had a medical issue in the late 1940s, and the Brooklyn Dodgers needed an emergency broadcaster while he was sidelined. So they made a trade with the Atlanta Crackers of the Southern League.
Wow.
And traded a catcher named Clint Dapper for the Atlanta broadcaster. And that Atlanta broadcaster eventually made his way to Detroit and Cooperstown. Ernie Harwell.
That's unbelievable. I did not know that.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Does that make you nervous around the trade
Yeah, Brad
deadline?
tried to trade me on the road trip.
Wow. That wasn't nice of Brad.
Well, he said, there's a younger and cheaper and better looking version really close at hand, so we might as well explore it. Thanks.
Did he have
Brad.
a name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had a name for it.
That's popped back toward us. I don't know if those conversations ever took place, but I am flattered they asked for Ohtani.
Can you blame him?
No. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Mason takes a walk, so he's aboard for a second time. Feltner wants a new baseball. That one obviously defective. Nathan Church is up. He struck out and has a sac fly.
Well, Feltner's upset at himself because he's gotten in a really good rhythm. It's like they'll make a change here.
The Rockies bullpen is busy. Brennan Bernardino is going to come on and relieve Ryan Feltner. who'd really been struggling of late, but he's kept Colorado in the game. 3-2, St. Louis the lead in game one. Every home game starting 2 hours before first pitch. Fans can enjoy games and free frozen treats while supplies last in Ford Plaza. That's presented by Prairie Farms. Say hello to Brennan Bernardino. He's the first to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen for Colorado. This is his 54th game. He started 2. And he's been on a great run, 23 games without allowing an earned run.
Now Bernardino, 129 batting average against the last 10 games. So he feels comfortable in this left-handed lane. There's 3 lefties due up for the Cardinals.
Oh, that's a funky delivery, isn't it? What kind of problems would that give you?
Yeah, it just makes you feel like he's throwing behind you. It's hard to pick up that release point, especially with Feltner being right-handed. That window. It's a second disengagement for Mason Wynn.
Brennan's no kid. He's 34. He's spent some time with the Mariners and the Red Sox. Some fans in Colorado surprised he wasn't traded. But here he is trying to keep it 3-2. And low. One thing that's been fun to watch Nathan Church as a left-handed batter, Mark. He's hung in there and hit him pretty well.
Yeah, and he'll let the ball travel a little bit and go the other way at times. I think he has earned this opportunity too. 4 right-handed hitters on the bench for Ollie tonight.
Runner goes. Pitch is fumbled. And no chance to get Mason Wynn. He's got his 9th steal.
Now the previous pitch, Mason Wynn made it uncomfortable for Bernardino. He had that fake break. What that does, it just speeds you up. This location of that curveball was not there. Easily getting second base is Mason Wynn.
Church takes another one off the plate. Now he's in the driver's seat. 3 balls and a strike. As my old partner Steve Stone used to say, this is where the lefty-lefty advantage disappears for the Colorado pitcher. Let's see if Church can take advantage. Pitch. It's inside, and Church, good night. He takes ball 4. We told you his pitch recognition, his patience has paid off. And now 2 are on. And the Cardinals will now go to Jose Fermin. He'll bat for Brian Torres, who delivered a sac fly. So the gears turning in the 6th inning. Let's step aside for a word from BJC Healthcare. Fermin far and away has had the most pinch hit appearances for the Cardinals this year. He's 5 for 20 in a pinch with a home run. What you like about Fermin is handles lefties fine. He's a contact hitter. Let's see if he can split a gap and chase home 2 fast runners here in the St. Louis 6th.
265 batting average versus left-handed pitching with 3 home runs. Just gives you a good at bat. He handles velocity, but also can sit on a breaking ball at times.
2 on, 1 out. Cardinals 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Brennan Bernardino is not from San Bernardino, just in case you wondered.
Just checking.
Pitch. Catches a corner, and now Fermin's got some work to do. 0-2.
They call both of those pitches curveballs. They look like sweepers to me.
Cardinals taking a shot here. They've got Blaze Jordan on deck. Both runners go. The throw to third, short hop, and safe. Mason Wynn and Nathan Church pull off a double steal. Good time for that. And now with a good contact hitter up there, a fly ball, you might steal a 4th run.
Well, I love that because Bernardino has been all over the place. His location hasn't been great. This is a good pitch to throw on. You see the swim move by Mason Wynn. I love Matrix. It's a really good movie, but it's a great move by Mason Wynn. Yeah, he's swimming.
And he held the bag. That'll bring the infield in, so some more angles for Fermin to play with. Big spot, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This is when he'll take the movement out, just play contact. Infield in, but it puts a lot of pressure on this Colorado Rockies defense.
Swing and a miss. The Cardinals have had trouble with the changeup tonight. Feltner had a good one working. Bernardino pulls one out. That'll back the infield up with 2 outs. And it'll be Blaze Jordan next.
Well, effectively wild is Bernardino, but he lands a perfect pitch at the right time. Gets the changeup and gets a big second out for the Rockies.
So Colorado will talk it over here. You have first base open, then lefty J.J. Weatherholt waiting on deck. I'm assuming this conversation is what makes you more comfortable, number 1, and number 2, a scouting report for Blaze Jordan if you decide to pitch to him here.
Well, we talked in our pregame show of how good Blaze Jordan has been in these situations. Got a base of at-bats where he's felt comfort in a pinch hitting situation. Remember in New York, he had the pinch hit triple.
That was his first career pinch hit. This young man's done a nice job. He's made all the plays at first and third. And Jordan enters play tonight with a .252 average, 22 RBIs. And what you like about him is not a lot of strikeouts, only 20 of them in 135 at bats. So let's see what he can do. A lot of room in left center. Some angles to play with on the right side of the diamond. And that stayed upstairs. That's a good take. You know, young player in a big spot, they might be up there hacking. Jordan might make him work.
That's typical if you're a pinch hitter coming off the bench. Handling your emotions is important in these situations.
The bullpen busy for Colorado again. The pitch. That one slings in for a strike. Jimmy Herget is getting ready. Two walks, 2 outs. And now 2 strikes.
You wonder if he goes back to that changeup that he got Fermin on. Feels comfortable with that pitch.
You can watch the game, you can observe the game. Let's see what Blaze does. And he just got hit. There's a break with 2 strikes. Jordan gets hit to load the bases.
Well, Blaze Jordan just trying to hang in there. He had a previous curveball landed. This one lands right on that back right knee. That doesn't feel good, but it'll load the bases for the Cardinals and give an opportunity for the Heart and Hustle Award winner.
So there are your runners. Mason Wynn at third. Church at second. Jordan at first. And J.J. Weatherholt your batter. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Get a good one to hit, J.J. Only his 6th at bat with the bases loaded. He took a strike. Cardinals looking for their 5th hit of the game. We lead at 3-2. The difference at the moment, an Ivan Herrera homer. No balls and a strike. Well, it's a dangerous pitch the way the Rockies infield is set up. Willie Castro is way off the line at third base. If JJ is just a tick late, he could guide a ball into the left field corner, and we would love that. Took a shot that way, was just underneath. A ball and 2 strikes.
Good call, Chip. You could see him at times, and you'd like to see him go the other way a little bit more, but he's starting to take information in. Big situation here for the left-handed hitter.
Popped up left side. Castro is over. He's under. He's got room. And that will retire the side. The Cardinals load the bases without a hit. Bernardino wiggles off the hook, but we still lead it heading to the 7th.
Get an 11%.
Matthew Liberatore toils in Game 2 tomorrow night. That's Mark, our Budweiser. What's on tap?
Oh, and he was so good up in Toronto. He looked very comfortable in his mechanics, also throwing all pitches. 7 strikeouts, only 1 free pass. That's going to be important for him, and pitched in 6 strong innings.
So Caleb Ferguson next out for St. Louis, making his home debut with the Cardinals. 27 games. He started with the Reds. He had a nice debut up in New York. He faces Kyle Karros, the son of Eric Karros, great Dodger and Cubs first baseman. Kyle's having a nice season in Colorado. 9 homers, 41 driven in, and he'll take a walk if you are wild. The pitch.
Well, Kyle Karros has also done a good job off the bench. 3 for 7 with a double and a home run. Does have that home run power, but he likes that right center approach.
Blaze Jordan stays in the game at third. Fermin is in left defensively for St. Louis. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kyle Karros. Eight, 9, and 1 on the Colorado lineup card tonight. 3-2 St. Louis. Wouldn't be a Cardinals game unless it was close. But here we are again. Interesting stat the Rockies had, the importance of winning Game 1 in a series. When the Rockies have dropped the first game of a series this season, they haven't won a single one of them. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Karros has worked it full. Colorado, no wins, 22 series losses, and 2 splits when they drop Game 1 of a set.
Well, also you look at the Cardinals; they've been better when they win that first game of the series. Seems like they take care of business.
Karros to right. Walker is over, and Jordan's got that. So we're making it a little easier on ourselves. The Cardinals have retired the Rockies leadoff man in each of the last 2 innings after they put their first batter on base with a hit in the first 5 innings. This is Jordan Beck. Edward Julian taken down. And a base hit on the first pitch. Beck, a big turnaround first. Church has to hustle that one in. And Beck, batting 191, has his 3rd pinch hit. Now McCarthy's up. Got to solve him. Jake's had a big day. Arizona gave up on this kid maybe too early. He's 3 for 3 tonight.
Well, he's always been able to hit, but he didn't get many opportunities. And sometimes when guys come up from the minor leagues and they're an everyday player down there, they become that role player. It's a tough adjustment. He has adjusted well and getting more playing time.
July 3rd, he had a game to remember. Hit a leadoff homer later in the game, hit a grand slam and stole a base. Have yourself a day. We'd like a double play here, lefty-lefty. Kyle Leahy started, was outstanding. 5 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, no walks.
7 ground ball outs for Kyle Leahy tonight.
2 balls and a strike. Luis Gastelum is starting to play catch. After McCarthy, you've got Cole Carrig, then Moniak, then Hunter Goodman. We'll see how the Redbirds line it up for the 8th inning, guessing that Soriano is down tonight. Good lead at first, back not going, and a ground ball at first, foul, 2-2. So let's manage along with Ali, assuming you get McCarthy and Carrig here in the 8th with all the left-handed bats coming up, and the switch hitter Gastelum and his changeup would play, and then of course if you're leading heading to the 9th, you've got O'Brien ready.
You watch what they've done if they get to Moniak. They've been pinch hitting for him left on left.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, hammered, foul. Uh-oh. All's well that ends well on the foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. McCarthy is finally retired. There is out number 2.
Caleb Ferguson pitched backwards to McCarthy. I love this because he went with the 2-seamer at the top rail. Got him over the barrel. That was a big strikeout. Left on left.
So here's Cole Carrig, 2 R's, 2 G's, and no hits.
That's what I got.
This kid last year in the minor leagues played the outfield, 18 assists. I guess word travels slow in minor league baseball with the scouting reports. But as you said, he's a very intense young man, and what a promising future. Out of San Diego State, signed as a catcher, but obviously a terrific athlete and a real good hitter. Up and away, 2 balls and a strike. After the 7th inning stretch, the Cardinals will have Walker, Burleson, and Herrera coming up. The old saying, get to 500, see where you stand. If we win tonight, we're back level in the standings. The pitch. Popped him up, right side. Will it stay in play? Burley gives chase at the railing, and there's no play. And ironically enough, a fan from Washington, Missouri came away with that foul ball. Not Washington County, but Washington, the city.
Right.
Missouri. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Caleb Ferguson, what a job. 2 strikeouts. He works around a pinch hit single. We stretch with the Cardinals still leading.
Yep, just got.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Philly-style bonus Jack combo. Shaved steak, grilled onions and peppers and melty cheese starting at just $5.99. And by Budweiser, this Bud's for you. 26,000 plus have seen a well-pitched game tonight. The Cardinals lead 3-2. The difference maker, an Ivan Herrera home run. And now in the home seventh, feast your eyes on Jimmy Herget. He's lugging around a 6.82 ERA for Colorado.
Now, if you're old school, you love this right-hander. Chevy called to the bullpen, the way he wears his socks. How about that look? That's old school.
I'll bet he's a very fast runner. When you show the stirrups like that, isn't that part of the deal?
I always say if you wear cleats or socks like that, you better be fast.
Look at that sweeper. That fooled Jordan. Wholesale changes for the Colorado defense. We'll give you those in a split second. Walker quickly behind 0-2. He extended his hitting streak to 7 games with a 5th inning single. This guy is also unique and funky, but from the right side. It looks like he's quick pitching. It's just a little dart with the right arm as he gets the front foot down.
Yeah, he doesn't have that long arm action. It's very deceptive delivery.
And then he grunts at release to try to fake out the hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Overthrow that slider and it goes a long way.
Well, he's been punished of late. 10 earned runs in his last 5 outings. And Walker sprays that toward right. Back long run. Not going to get there. He's one of the 3 changes. Jordan gets another hack here as he kicks off the Honda home run inning. He's overdue. It's been a long time since Walker's hit a home run in a big league game. He's still sitting on 22 of them. July 9th, his last. Will take a hit of any kind. Two balls, 2 strikes. Popped up. Rumfield drifts back at the line. And there's your first out. 1 up, 1 down. Alec Burleson is coming up. Head out to Busch Stadium for Asian American Pacific Islander Day, Sunday, August 30th. With your theme ticket, you'll get a Year of the Horse-inspired Cardinals jersey, and that's designed by Claire Nipper. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/theme. Burley 0 for 2. He's got a 7-game hit streak on the line tonight. He's also walked. Cardinals got 2 runs in the second, 1 in the third. They've had a lot of base runners, but haven't pushed anything across in a while. That's a foul ball. No balls and a strike. We've seen Burley do this a time or 2. He's not afraid to lay a bunt down if the third baseman is either off the line or back or both. And Karros is way away from the third base bag in chalk.
Yeah, do it again. The reason why they threw all kinds of changeup in the last plate appearance. Listen, I'm all for Alec Burleson to be able to swing the bat coming off a 3 home run game in New York. There's situations where you have to put on some pressure to the opposition.
We've been out hit 9-4 tonight, but lead 3-2. Angels helped us out tonight. Thanks, Mo. Angels 4, Marlins 2 down in Miami.
And Mo had an aggressive trade deadline, didn't he?
Yeah, a few too many trades with the Cubs from my perspective, but
Zephyr John. Wow.
He's doing a nice job in Anaheim. As Burley didn't get that swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down. And here's Ivan Herrera, our Bet365 betting odds. He's already hit a home run. These are the odds for Ivan to make it a multi-hit game. He got a hanging breaking ball and stayed on it beautifully and drove it out to left.
Yeah, you're wondering if he's sitting on that slider here.
Cubs winning again in Kansas City, 6-2. Toronto beating our next opponent, the Phillies, 3-2 in the fifth. Houston 1-0 over San Diego. Padres have won 10 of 13 games. That they were amazingly throwing 3 bullpen games per turn through the rotation for a while.
Yeah, they had to address that, and A.J. Preller did it at the trade deadline. Not only getting 1, but 2 starting pitchers.
Robbie Ray, who's going tonight, and Casey Mize, who didn't fare well in his first start. So San Diego, 1 out in the wild card. If we win tonight, we could leapfrog past Miami. That's part of the game, too. Not just how many games back you are, but how many teams you have to pass. And there's that curveball, sweeper actually, and Herrera couldn't check his swing. Feltner, Bernardino, and Herget so far for Colorado. In the 8th inning, they'll have their 3, 4, 5 batters up against Ryan Stanek. As Herrera didn't get that, a swing and a miss. The sweeper sweeping, and we go to the 8th inning. Cardinals lead the Rockies in a nail-biter, 3-2 your score.
And from our Ballpark Village studio, Scott Warman with you. A reminder, coming up after the game, we'll have Cardinals post-game brought to you by CarShield. Among those we'll be discussing is Ivan Herrera going yard once again here tonight, and a terrific start by Kyle Lay. It's all coming up after the game, Chip, as some guy by the name of Mark Sweeney will be double-dipping and joining me after the game.
It's really unreal, Scotty. I don't know how you put up with it, but can't wait for you and Mark to talk about a Cardinals winner as we celebrate the Buck family tonight. Tyler Freeman will face Ferguson, who stays in here in the 8th inning. You mentioned they are not afraid to pinch hit for Mickey Moniak. They do here in a 1-run game.
Yeah, and it's very important for them to go over the splits. They play that game right left, and I think Ollie is going to have a fun time managing against this strategy.
Now, what's interesting for the Rockies, we told you about their first inning struggles, as you see Ryan Stanek getting ready. What they have done very well this year is score a lot of runs late. The most runs combined in the 8th and 9th innings than any team in baseball. They're down 1. Nobody on or out in the 8th. And rifled off the netting foul. Some of that, I'm sure, a product of their home ballpark, but it hasn't necessarily led to a ton of wins for Warren Schaefer's club. They make it interesting late. We hope that's not the case here in the final 2 in St. Louis. In the air center, that's going to carry out for out number 1. Church perfectly positioned, and here comes Ollie. The Cardinals take care of Freeman. Nice work for Caleb Ferguson. An inning and a third, just 1 hit, zeros all the way across. So Ryan Stanek is coming on. Goodman and Rumfield are next in a 1-run game.
Switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
The crown jewel of the National League is glow on a gorgeous Friday night. The Cardinals with a 3-2 lead. Ryan Stanek is on here at Busch Stadium. Jim Hayes, let's join you for more on him.
Yeah, Stanek told me he saw something right around the trade deadline. He said, I definitely could see it weighing on some of the guys. For some, it's their first deadline, and they didn't know how things would go. Maybe they were inadvertently thinking about it too much. He said after the deadline, guys were able to breathe and go back to playing baseball. And Guy Stanek said, based on his contract, the fact that he's pitching well, he was sure he was gone, but he's glad to be back.
And we're glad to have him. Hopefully he'll have a good night here, as he's got Hunter Goodman, the 33 home run man for Colorado, up and a chance to tie the game. Goodman has the hat trick, 3 strikeouts tonight. Sharply hit. Mason dives. Great play. And the pick to first in time. He just took away a hit. Leathered larceny for Mason Wynn in St. Louis. 2 outs.
Man, is this fun to watch. Our Budweiser play of the game. Watch how he goes to his left. The glove work, but also knowing Hunter Goodman is running. Took his time, took an extra crow hop. And that is a huge out for Ryan Stanek.
So here's T.J. Rumfield. He's had a nice night. 2 hits. He scored both Colorado runs. He's passed Matt Holliday for 8th place on the all-time rookie season hit list for Colorado tonight. Rumfield, the 5th place hitter. And that's into the Cardinals dugout. Love how Stanek's getting ahead. That's critically important for him.
Well, last 6 home appearances, 6 innings, 2 hits, 5 Ks, 3 walks, but a 105 batting average against. He's been good here at Busch.
No balls, 2 strikes. Velocity really helps Stanek on that foul ball. This kid's got plenty of power.
Yeah,
13 homers.
Don't want him to get extended.
Lines that one to left. Will it hang? It will, but Fermin plays it safely. And on an 0-2 count, Rumfield has a 3-hit night. So we're not done yet. Willie Castro is next.
Well, Rumfield just stays back on that slider, down and away. Good location. Remember in Arizona, Fermin came in and had that ball go by him. He plays it into a single, and that's a good play.
Brett Sullivan's going to come on and pinch run. Nice night for T.J. Rumfield in his St. Louis debut. Castro a couple of hits, but was late there. One of 5 big leaguers with an OPS over 1,000 since the All-Star break. 18 hits, 10 of them for extra bases. Colorado 10 hits tonight. Brooks got handcuffed. Interesting that Brett Sullivan is the pinch runner. He's a catcher.
Yeah. And they've utilized their whole bench tonight.
Oh, Stanek almost nailed him in the knee.
Well, I don't mind this because you have to make it uncomfortable. That will, especially upper 90s with the fastball.
Two balls and a strike. Popped him up. Mason says he's got it. He does. Ryan Stanek shuts the door in the 8th inning. The Cardinals bullpen on point so far. Let's get some insurance. Magical Mason win a big inning.
Ford, moving with the Midwest.
Well, I've heard of the double bird, but I've never seen that one.
No, that's a good look.
Great night in St. Louis. Got foggy all of a sudden as Jimmy Crooks leads off. More changes for Colorado. Freeman's in right, back to left, Sullivan at first. And a new pitcher, Nick Frasso, answers the Chevy call to the bullpen. Rockies were busy. They made a couple of deals at the deadline. They sent Seth Halverson to the Dodgers. Frasso was part of the return they received.
Interesting. You see just the interdivision trades. So
that was unique about this year's deadline, wasn't it?
I think it had a lot to do with just understanding how up in the air next year is when it comes to what they're going to do moving forward.
Well, this guy, another unique delivery, throws across his body, really hides the ball well. I'm sure he's really nasty against righties. See if Crooks gets a little longer look. Jimmy has singled in 3 trips to the plate. He's got a 4-game hit streak working. Proverbial insurance run would be nice. Riley O'Brien getting ready in the Cardinals bullpen. 3-2, 8th inning. And Crooks couldn't handle the changeup. The Rockies have thrown that pitch relentlessly all night. That will be something the Cardinals hitters will try to adjust to in games 2 and 3. One away. Mason, a big night. Double and a run. He's walked, stolen 2 bases, and he just took away a hit in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, 2 defensive gems tonight, handling that shortstop position with perfection. Think about that last one against Hunter Goodman. It was 107 off the bat. Hit probability 62%. Well, not when you hit it to Mason.
Some more magic at shortstop for the young Cardinal. 0-1 pitch. Again, just the difference in deliveries for the last 2 right-handed pitchers that Colorado's thrown. Herget has that short, almost throwing darts motion. This kid hides the ball, big turn, and a real long arm action. That's a lot to deal with. As a pop-up hit toward right, Freeman on the run. And he'll grab it in foul territory. 2 outs. And Nathan Church is next. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a sac fly.
Well, to your point, the late Kevin Towers, who was a general manager for both the San Diego Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks, that was his specialty, the bullpen, and different looks, different sidearm deliveries, being able to get funky lefties, but also the different arm angles and deception in your delivery. So you understand why the Colorado Rockies turned to that method.
Church might have gone up there looking for a changeup. Was late at 96. Brad Brown and his staff do such a great job of preparing Cardinals hitters for the opposing relievers that come in. They've got the iPad and the scouting reports ready to go. But Colorado's thrown some good stuff at us in relief tonight. Bernardino, 2/3 of an inning, no hits. Herget, a scoreless inning. And let's see if Nathan can hit one to that side. That would be helpful. No balls, 2 strikes, bases empty, home 8th.
Yeah, you wonder if he's going to go to that changeup.
Nope, fastball 98. He muscled up, and 4 of the last 5 Cardinals hitters are down on strike. So Riley O'Brien has a 1-run lead. 3-2 St. Louis. He's got the lower part of the order coming up for Colorado. It's game 1, 9th inning here at Busch.
IKEA, dream the possibilities.
Hope you've enjoyed watching Cardinals TV. Presented by Bet365. It is a gorgeous start to the weekend at Busch. There's only one thing that would make it better. Riley O'Brien nailing down his 28th save. He's got the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for the Rockies. He'll start with Ezekiel Tovar, who's 0 for 3. Nice work. Brule, Ferguson, Stanek, and now O'Brien. 3 scoreless frames of relief after Kyle Leahy's 5-inning outing. And look at that ball sweep away. Tovar had no chance on that one.
Yeah, he's cheating on the fastball there. You have to. It's movement with O'Brien, but also velocity.
2 saves in the last 5 outings for Riley. He's second in saves in our league. Another sweeper. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That almost looked like a curveball there. Got around it and had some depth to it.
Riley's first save opportunity in his career against Colorado. And no chase there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Get the first guy. No leadoff walks. Don't give the Rockies any chance to manufacture anything here. Big pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Cardinals will challenge. Why not? It's either ball 3 or strike 3. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It was close. and it's full count. Don't mind that challenge. Still have one left, but well off the plate. Ball 4. After getting ahead 0-2, the leadoff walk in a one-run game.
Yeah, Riley O'Brien did not want that. That's the last thing you want to do is free passes.
That's his 5th walk in his last 5 innings. So Colorado tonight 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Have the tying run aboard, nobody out. Kyle Karros, the third baseman. He's 0 for 1, flied out. Mark, you made a good point about all the opportunities the Rockies had early in the game. They haven't gotten the big hit, but now maybe things are in Riley's favor late in the game.
Yeah, and hopefully because you switch those righties around, Riley O'Brien feels comfortable, more comfortable against righties.
Karros a righty, Becker righty. He's next, and it's an even count.
I always look at the way games are managed, and if you have a team that's going to switch their hitters around, lose their bench, that's exactly what you want to do. Puts them in good situation here.
Well, he has gone sweeper heavy in this inning. Riley O'Brien has thrown 105 pitches this year, over 100 miles an hour, and I can understand the way the Rockies have hit the fastball tonight. Being careful. Double play ball. There's one. There's 2.
Well, Chip, perfect time for the sinker, and it's in on the hands of Karros. Karros loves to go the opposite way, but that double play ball has been important. The last 4 games, 7 double plays for the Cardinal defense. Nothing bigger than that one tonight.
2 of them for the St. Louis defense. Now 1 man to get. Cardinals gunning for their 20th 1-run win, trying to get back to 500, and listen to Busch Stadium. Jordan Beck singled on the first pitch he saw, got a fastball. O'Brien was paying attention, missed with a sweeper. The 2-0. He helped us out, took his shot, but he swung at ball 3.
That's a nice gift. Like to get back in the count. Be aggressive with that fastball, especially with that movement and velocity.
Roll toward third. Blaze has it. That's a winner. We celebrate the Bucks, and St. Louis plays a game that Jack and Joe would appreciate. They're back at 500. They take game 1 of this series. Mark 3-2 the final.
Yeah, Chip, a Hall of Fame night, to say the least. And it was really well played defensively. You got the Rockies that struggled with runners in scoring position, but a big swing by Ivan Herrera, his 13th home run. An outstanding win, especially starting this huge homestand. A 6-game homestand goes the Cardinals' way for the first one.
Kyle Leahy picks up the win. Riley O'Brien is 28th save, and Feltner, the tough luck loser. Look, it wasn't exactly an offensive explosion, but that this team, Mark, can win games despite being out hit 10-4. That's really encouraging. And why were they able to do it? The bullpen had a lockdown night tonight, and Kyle Leahy also very good as the Cardinals limit his innings, gave him a chance to win it, and he did.
Yeah, and Ollie being able to pull the punches with his 2 left-handers, Justin Brule and Caleb Ferguson, came in and did their job, handing it off to Riley O'Brien. It was important for them to pitch and also pitch differently. 14 outs on the ground tonight, also 10 strikeouts Kyle Leahy, as advertised, was very good again tonight.
So was Mason Wynn. He was all over the diamond, at the plate and in the field. Mark, what a nice way to start the homestand for the Cardinals shortstop.
Yeah, and he stayed on this slider so well. We always talk about him going the opposite way. A nice double, but more importantly, it really became the aggressiveness, the swim slide into third base, understanding that that's what he has to do. But defensively, he had some 2 gems tonight, including this one on Hunter Goodman. An outstanding Gold Glove play by Mason Wynn.
Mark, it's always fun to see the magic of Mason Wynn at short.
No question. Double and a walk for Mason tonight. Couple of stolen bases and some unbelievable defense. They were just looking at you robbing Goodman in the 8th. We've seen you do it before. You're a Gold Glover. How much fun is that for you to make plays like that?
No, I mean, it's amazing. You know, I get real fired up for defense, you know, especially whenever, you know, just about anybody's on the mound, but especially a guy like Stanley, you know, everybody wants to play hard for him. So, you know, to make a play for him, seeing him get fired up, I think it gets everybody going.
You swiped a couple of bags. Is that something you'd like to be doing more of?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I need to really unlock. You know, I think that goes back to some pregame stuff that I need to start working on, and you know, that's something we've been really kind of emphasizing recently. So yeah, for sure.
You mentioned Stanek. You got really good pitching tonight. How about Leahy? He was letting guys on base, but then he was putting them away when he needed to.
Yeah, I mean, he was making pitches when he needed to, just like you said, and you know, he's a really easy guy to play behind. You know, he throws a lot of strikes and he commands his zone well. So yeah, I mean, he goes out there, does a great job for us just about every time.
What would you like to see from this ball club going forward?
I mean, just winning more games. You know, playing a lot harder and you know, just playing good, clean ball. I think we could go out there and beat a lot of teams and, you know, maybe make a run at this thing.
Thanks for the chat.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, guys, Mason Wynn.
Thank you, Jim Hayes, our star of the game tonight. The old saying, get to 500, see where you are. Well, with the Marlins loss, we leapfrog past them in the wild card race. St. Louis has a lot of time left. Good way to start the homestand with a 1-run win tonight.
Well, as you said, Chip, honoring the Bucks and the Buck family, it was important for them to get the first win, and this was just an old-fashioned ball game with defense that was really fun to watch.
Tomorrow, it's Matthew Liberatore and Kyle Freeland, a battle of left-handers. The Cardinals take one by the skin of their teeth. 3-2 your final. Stay tuned. The Cardinals TV postgame show.